Begin speaking after the beep.
Sorry, sir, I was speaking with the thing on mute.
Okay.
Can I start again?
Yeah, you can start again. 1 second.
Beep.
So an important experience that I had recently was my graduation day. I graduated from my I graduated with my dental degree recently, and it was important because of two reasons. My first reason is that I had dreamt about this day since I entered dental school, and it was very important for me. And the second reason is that after a lot of hard work that I put in the 5 years of my education, it was a day to celebrate and with my friends and family.
Number 2. In this
So fine. What were the two reasons you gave? You were waiting for it and you wanted to celebrate it. Is that the thing?
Yes.
I think the good part is that you are able to use this structure now. There are two reasons. So intuitively, this two reasons thing is coming up, and there is no pen thing happening today. Tuck 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 वरना pen की आवाज आ रही होती थी. So that is gone. So I think this is good. I mean, as such, these questions are very impromptu questions. So you are supposed to speak spontaneously. So there might be a little bit of fumbling here and there, which is very much acceptable. Let us go to the second question.
Okay, sir.
Sia, you're going to answer this.
Okay, sir.
question, you will be asked to give your opinion about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you will have 15 seconds to prepare your response and 45 seconds to speak. Some people think that family members are the most important influence on young adults. Others believe that friends are the most important influence. Which do you agree with? Explain why.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
So I agree that that family members are the most important influence on young adults. The two reasons are firstly, children spend most of the time with their parents and they easily pick up their habits and the way they speak and the way they react on things. Secondly, genes is inherited from parents to their children, so it becomes easy for them to understand them and to take their habits, their good things, their bad things, and therefore I think they get influenced with their parents more than their friends and other like friends.
So in case you have to,
Number 3. In this question,
I think yeah, it was within time itself. It was not that you took a little longer. So I think it is fine. You talk about two things. One is time, and the second is about genetic factor. That since they come from the same family, probably they are able to understand each other well. So fine,
Yes.
and you can speak whatever comes in your mind during that time because we cannot really judge our thoughts. Otherwise, we'll end up thinking too much and speaking too less. Okay, let's go to the third question. So, Shekhar, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
you will read a short passage about a campus situation and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. The Business Studies Department at State University.
So I want all of you to prepare on this. So probably I can ask multiple people to answer it after this.
Okay, sir.
University is creating a new requirement. You have 45 seconds to read the announcement. Begin reading now. Now listen to two students discussing the announcement.
Read this announcement?
Yeah, and I disagree. I don't think it will actually help students.
Really? Why not?
Well, they talked about leadership and organizational skills, but that's not really the kind of work you do. Like my older brothers have the kind of jobs they're talking about, and typically you're just there to do basic tasks like typing or filing stuff. Nothing very meaningful.
Oh, so you wouldn't actually learn anything new.
Exactly.
I guess I see what you mean. But what about the other point they made?
About this helping us after we graduate? I don't agree.
How come?
Well, the problem is that there are lots of other universities in our area that have the same requirement. So there are lots of other students at these positions.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of that.
So even if you take a position like this in a company while you're still a student, once you graduate, the competition for permanent jobs will be impossible. I mean, there just won't be enough jobs available for all the business graduates in the city who will be looking for full-time work.
I see what you're saying.
The woman expresses her opinion of the university's new policy. State her opinion and explain the reasons she gives for holding that opinion.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
Women disagree with the university new policy because there is a leadership and as well as the organization as well, and she gave example of her brother as well. Her brother taken a basic type of typing and uh, basic typing learning which was not meaningful, and and sir आगे थोड़ा
And from the perspective of job also, she says it is not going to help. कुछ इस तरह की बात बोली
yeah,
थी.
for graduation also, she after graduation she also disagree with the university policy.
Yeah. So let us hear it from others. Let's say, Srishti, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
1 second. Let me just open it. Yes. Just wait for a second and then you can start.
Okay,
I
sir.
mean, it will prompt to start.
Begin speaking after the beep.
The university has devised a new policy wherein the students have to work at a company for a period of time, and the university believes that it will help them develop leadership and organizational skills and secure permanent jobs in the future. The woman disagrees with the university's plan because she thinks that they get to do only basic tasks like typing, and there is nothing much to learn at the workplace. So they will not develop any kind of leadership or organizational skills. The other reason she gives is that there are a lot of students for the same positions after graduation, since many universities have a similar policy, and there is a lot of competition, which gets tough, which makes it tough for the students to get permanent jobs after they graduate.
Very good.
Number 4. In
So
this
this
question,
was good, and we are getting this recorded. तो मैं आपको भेज दूंगा ये. So you can also practice, Shekhar. And
Okay,
I
sir.
think, yeah, organizing and speaking about it. So Srishti, बढ़िया है. This is good. Okay, so the next question is for Sia. Sia, hear it carefully. I can ask anyone else also as well.
you will read a short passage on an academic subject and then listen to a talk on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the talk. After the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Read the passage from a film studies textbook. You will have 50 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now. Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a film class.
The other day, I went to this great new movie, and one of the scenes in particular I thought was really set up nicely. At the start of the scene, before the action and talking and things started, you saw on the movie screen an image of a city.
Sir, it's
You could tell
breaking.
it
I
was a
can't
big
hear.
city. There were lots of buildings.
Oh, is it breaking?
It's breaking in my headphones.
Oh, okay. Not at all audible या थोड़ा बहुत audible?
So can you
Like
please raise
little
the
bit.
volume a little bit?
अच्छा ठीक है, मैं
Yes,
उसको
sir.
raise करता हूँ. ठीक है.
The other day, I went to this great new movie, and
Was it better now?
Yes, sir.
Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a film class.
the other day, I went to this great new movie, and one of the scenes in particular I thought was really set up nicely. At the start of the scene, before the action and talking and things started, you saw on the movie screen an image of a city. You could tell it was a big city. There were lots of buildings, tall ones, skyscrapers. And the cars and signs on the city streets looked old-fashioned, like they were from the past.
Sir, we can't hear now since you muted.
Couldn't see much because it was, well, there was mostly darkness rather than sunlight.
Yes.
And there was
फिर से रुक गया होगा, मैंने म्यूट कर दिया था लग रहा है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
In this question, you will read a short passage to prepare your on this topic in a film class.
the other day I went to this great new movie, and one of the scenes in particular I thought was really set up nicely. At the start of the scene, before the action and talking and things started, you saw on the movie screen an image of a city. You could tell it was a big city. There were lots of buildings, tall ones, skyscrapers. And the cars and signs on the city streets looked old fashioned, like they were from the past, like the 1940s. The other thing I noticed right away from this first image, just when the scene started, was that the city seemed gloomy. You couldn't see much because it was, well, there was mostly darkness rather than sunlight, and there was only just a little bit of light from the street lamps. On top of that, it was raining and kind of foggy. All of these details worked together to create a dark, gloomy, mysterious feeling. So then, when the action started and it showed detectives talking to each other in an office, I already knew that the office was located in a tall building in a big city sometime in the 1940s. And I had a good idea that the events that would be taking place would be pretty dark and mysterious because of the shot, the image I saw at the beginning of the scene.
Using the professor's example, explain what an establishing shot is and how it is used.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
So in the passage, a specific topic is being spoken about, which is called as establishing shot. It's a shot which comes in the beginning of scene and which helps in communicating with the background and also establishes mood and feeling. So according to the man, he went to watch a movie and in one of the scenes, he saw that it was set up very nicely. In the starting, talking things started and he saw an image of a city. The image consisted of many buildings, skyscrapers, etc. He also saw that the cars and the signs were of old fashion, about 1940s. Also, he saw that the city scene was very glooming. It was full of darkness and there was very little sun. He was not able to see clearly. Plus, it was raining and foggy. Hence, when the detective started talking, he could
Number 5.
imagine that it would be a
In this
mysterious and a
question,
dark thing.
Yeah, so you had some stuff left, it seems.
Little bit.
Yeah, but then you, I think, established everything which was supposed to be spoken. Rishti, was something left?
No, sir, it was good.
He did speak about everything which was spoken. I just have one comment to make, Sia. Although I think I should not say that because I was going to say that your rate of speech was a little fast. तो इतना तो फास्ट होना ही पड़ेगा क्योंकि फास्ट होने के बावजूद भी कुछ चीज छूट गई थी. But then
Yes.
maybe we can be a little more precise, saying that this particular lecture talks about establishing short, and the speaker gives example of going to a movie where uh, an old city was depicted in the establishing shot with some gloomy pictures, and it became very easy for him to connect with the later sequence where detectives were talking in a building, and there was a gloomy scene, it was raining. So all those things actually helped the speaker to connect with the mood and the feeling. So basically whatever you said earlier, you can speak a little later in case you want to save time.
Okay, sir.
But then overall you did speak about everything this guy spoke, and it was good, except for at times, you know, gaves या ऐसे कुछ मुझे चीजें सुनाई दी थी जो शायद रेट ऑफ स्पीच फास्ट होने के कारण गलत लग रही थी.
Okay, sir.
So you can use modulation of speech. You can sometimes speak a little faster, sometimes slower, and establish it. Otherwise, you speak well. Both of you speak very well. Okay, let's go to the next question. Srishti, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You will listen to a conversation. You will then be asked to talk about the information in the conversation and to give your opinion about the ideas presented. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Beth, how are things?
Not great.
Why? What's wrong?
I just found out I have to move out of my apartment, like right away.
You're kidding. Why?
Well, my apartment, it's in a house, a kind of old house. And now something's wrong with the water pipes. I think some of the pipes burst or wore out or something. Anyway, we don't have any water in the house, and apparently it's going to take about 2 weeks to fix the problem.
So you need to find a place to live for what, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, bad timing, huh? With midterm exams coming up and everything.
So have you figured out what you're going to do?
Well, some friends said I could stay at their place. They don't have an extra bedroom, but they said it'd be okay for me to sleep on their living room couch.
You could probably handle that for a couple of weeks, right?
I guess so. I mean, it's really nice of them to offer, and it's free. The only problem is they already have 4 people living there, so it could be a little crowded.
And not ideal for studying for midterms.
Yeah, too many distractions.
Any other options?
Well, I did find this place. It's a small hotel over on 3rd Street, right near campus.
Oh, right. A lot of kids' parents stay there when they come for a visit.
Right. So I could get a room there. They have a weekly rate, and it's pretty reasonable. But I don't know.
At least at the hotel, you'd have a space of your own, so you could get more done.
That's definitely a plus, but I have to think about it. Even though it's pretty cheap, it'll still end up costing me some money, and my budget's pretty tight right now.
Briefly summarize the problem the speakers are discussing, then state which solution you would recommend. Explain the reasons for your recommendation.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
The woman discusses her problem with the man that she has to vacate her house and move out for 2 weeks since they have some water problem in the house. She has 2 solutions to her problem. The first one is that she can stay with a friend, but 4 people are already staying at the house and it is crowded, and she would face and it would distract her from studying as her midterm exams are approaching. And the second solution is that she can stay at a hotel room. I feel that she should stay at a hotel room because it will be cheap. Even though it will cost her some money, she can easily study for her exams. And the second reason is that it is important for her to focus on her exams right now rather than think about the cost that it will incur on her.
Okay. This is good.
Number 6.
Although this question is discarded now, there is no question number 5 anymore. 1 and 5 are gone. So,
Yes.
but then just to organize your ideas and practice speaking within the time span, you can practice it. And I think you spoke about everything very well, giving your opinion as well. So that is good. Okay, so next question is for Srishti, not Srishti, Sia. Acha, Shekhar, I'm going to send this whole conversation to
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, yes, sir.
You can use it for your own, you can practice and then you can send your speech to me.
Yes.
In this question, you will listen to a short lecture. You will then be asked to summarize important information from the lecture. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
We all know that insects like to eat plants, but some plants have been able to develop ways to protect themselves from insects. Today I'm going to talk about some ways plants defend themselves. Now, some plants have physical features that prevent insects from landing on them, like the passion plant, for example. Its leaves have little spiky hairs all over them. They're like spikes sticking out of the plant that are so numerous and dense that they prevent insects from landing on the leaves. Basically, there's just no room for the insect to land. And since insects can't land on the leaves, they can't eat them. So the little hairs serve as a physical feature that helps protect the passion plant from insects. All right, but other plants protect themselves using chemical defenses, like the potato plant. The potato plant's able to release a chemical throughout its leaf system whenever an insect attacks it, starts eating the leaf. So, say an insect starts eating a potato plant's leaf. That will cause the plant to react by releasing a chemical throughout its leaf system. The insect swallows this chemical as it eats, and this chemical discourages the insect from wanting to eat any more of the plant. How? Well, the substance makes the insect feel full, like it's already had enough to eat. The insect no longer feels hungry, so it stops eating the plant. So, by emitting this chemical, the potato plant protects itself from insects.
Using points from the lecture, explain how the passion plant and the potato plant defend themselves from insects.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
So the lecture talks about how plants protect themselves from the insects because insects grow and develop by eating plants. But some plants develop ways to protect and defend themselves from the insects. Firstly, some plants have some specific or special physical features, like the passion plant. It has spikes on it, like little spikes on it, which protects themselves from the attacks of insects, and hence insects cannot eat from those plants. Second, normal plants or other plants secrete some chemicals, like the potato plants. So whenever an insect sits on the plant and tries to eat the leaves, the potato plant injects some chemical, and because when the insect swallows it, he feels full, and hence he won't eat much. Only.
हो गया था क्या?
हो गया.
Okay. So I think it was good, just that the choice of word inject, it secretes that chemical
Secretes,
or
I
the,
couldn't understand.
yeah, so it feels full and it discourages animal to eat any further. I think it is good. You spoke about both things, and just that, it has to be summarized a little faster. But yes, overall it is very good. Both of you organized the information very nicely, and that's what is expected. So this is good from all perspectives. I think you will score very good marks in speaking. Just that you should speak, take long breaths, speak in a relaxed way, organize your thoughts, and speak the way you have been speaking up till now. So I'll send this to you, Shekhar.
Yes,
In
sir.
fact, I'll upload it and I'll send the link so that it will be easy for anyone to access. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Sir, you will upload those tests online and then send me the link.
Yeah, I'll upload. I'll
So
try
should
that.
I do the test 2 and test 3?
One second. Just give me a minute.